Good morning. My name is Alexa Foreman, and I'll be doing my topic over immunizations out of Chapter 3. I chose immunizations because I thought it was a good topic to choose with what's going on in today's life, or today's world, with the coronavirus epidemic and how the vaccine is going on with COVID-19. But I wanted to give you a brief definition of what immunization is. It's a process that stimulates the body's immune system by causing production of antibodies to defend against attack by a particular contagious disease. So a lot of this is about, it starts off telling us about how diseases that killed many infants, including measles, chickenpox, polio, mumps, and rotavirus and the whooping cough are now rare because of immunizations. Immunizations have become very, very common over the past few years due to the fact that it reduces the risk of children and adults getting sick. Immunizations, there's always a different side of it. That's why I wanted to use coronavirus as an example that relates to my topic because of immunizations. We see right now how there's a lot of people for it and a lot of people against it. A lot of people have mixed opinions about it, and that's why I wanted to choose this topic. I thought it would go very nice with the COVID epidemic and how we could see what both sides and the reasoning as to why people choose to get vaccinated and people choose to not get vaccinated. Throughout the chapter, Berger mentions in immunizations right here that they protect not only from temporary sickness, but also from complications including deafness, blindness, and meningitis. Sometimes such damage is not apparent until decades later. Having mumps in childhood, for instance, can cause sterility and doubles the risk of schizophrenia in adulthood. So these are the highlights of how immunizations are good, and then I'll go into other people's point of view of why they don't get vaccinated. So right here it also mentions how immunizations also protect those who cannot be safely vaccinated. For example, babies. Babies, a lot of times, as soon as they're born, not even within the next day or that night, they will be vaccinated if the parent chooses to, so that they aren't at risk of getting these diseases when they are introduced to the outside world. Fortunately, each vaccinated child stops transmission of the disease. It's also called, or the phenomenon is called, herd immunity, which also is 90% of people in a community, which is a herd, are immunized and no one can die, or no one tends to die from the disease because they're immunized. Here is a statistic online that I found for the coronavirus vaccination. So in Texas, we've given 37.2 million doses. There's 15.8 million fully vaccinated, and that is only pretty much half of our population, and just a little bit over half. And a lot of it is people's opinions as to why they don't want to get vaccinated. Like I mentioned in the videos, people don't want to do them because of personal beliefs. Also, babies cannot be vaccinated because it says ages. It's not allowing everyone 5 years of age and older are now eligible for the COVID vaccination. So those that are younger than 5 are not able to get the vaccine due to them being so small, so fragile, and babies. But here is the statistics of Texas right now and what's going on with the amount of vaccines given and the amount that have not been given out, and the total population size with the United States here and Texas here. Now we can jump into an example of where people aren't vaccinated or why they're not vaccinated. So here's a little paragraph about everywhere some children are not vaccinated. That's just the way it goes because it's a parental decision. And some of them are for medical reasons, like it says here. But in Minnesota, one of the 20 states that allow a child to be unvaccinated because of a parent has a personal belief. Another such state is Colorado. Only 73% of 1 to 3-year-olds were fully immunized in 2014. So this also gives you a little idea of some places that don't really force it upon you. It's your personal belief, it's your personal decision for your child. Then right here it says many parents are concerned about the potential side effects of vaccines, and like I mentioned earlier, this is part of the reason why a lot of people choose to not get the vaccine, or any vaccine for that matter, is because of the different side effects it can have. But here it says potential effects of vaccines, and part of the media attention is often results when a person is taken by vaccination. So a lot of people get their opinions from the media because they're fed such diverse information, and information that may be false and not totally factual. It says a common source of irrational thinking is overestimating the frequency of a memorable case. However, no one notices when a child does not get polio, measles, or chickenpox, or when someone dies from those diseases. And that's mostly probably because the diseases aren't very common because of immunizations. And I'm not pointing out that immunizations are good and immunizations are bad. I'm just pointing out the different facts throughout this chapter about immunizations, so I don't have a standing on get immunized or not get immunized. Right here, this is also another fear of what parents have towards the vaccine. The fear of that infant immunization leads to autism is unfounded, as detailed in Chapter 7. It is easy to understand why parents of children with serious developmental disorders seek to blame something other than genes, but blaming immunizations make many parents fearful and some children sick. So in the textbook, it mentions how a lot of parents choose to not get the immunizations for their child due to the fear of it causing more health concerns, or it being the cause of health concerns if they were to get vaccinated. I hope you have a great understanding of what immunizations are, and I appreciate you listening, and I hope this were to help you. Thank you.